very good evening. All right, guys, we are live on our YouTube channel, and welcome to Study Abroad with Piyush, and with me, Piyush, your study abroad coach. Today, we are going to be talking about Australia, and our focus is on master's degree. But as I see, one of you just asked about uh, BDS, and I will try to cover you want to do BDS. So I'm going to talk about a variety of programs, exactly what all you need to know about Australia. Hi, Saloni. Welcome to the session again, to you as well. As we proceed, we'll get more people joining in, but so far, so now, right now, start our session, and we are going to be doing a deep dive into Australia. Before you guys start looking into courses, I'm going to give you very exclusive research that I've done for you guys on Australia, and very, very useful resources. So you're going to love this session today. So welcome, guys. Let's start. Masters in Australia. It is the smartest path for Indian students, some of the Indian students. And we need to find out if we are the right kind of student who should think about going to Australia. So we're going to run through a lot of topics today. So I'm going to quickly start with an introduction. We're going to talk about why Australia and why now. I'm going to threadbare all the career and job opportunities that actually are there in Australia. So if you are going for them, then it makes sense for you to go. I'm going to share some of the top universities and scholarships in Australia. Look at the budget, tuition fees, and cost of living. Look at the post-study work rights. Post-study work rights, we're going to talk a lot about it, and all the restrictions and fine print which is there, which a lot of people will not tell you. Then, once we have done all of this, then we are going to go through two important points, which is around funding your education in Australia, and the other is the genuine student requirement. These are two very important points you should be aware of, because when these are the big bottlenecks why students get stuck from not being able to go to Australia. And then we can look at some real case studies of you guys and turn it into a live question and answer. So starting with my introduction, guys, I'm Piyush Bhartiya, your study abroad coach, and I love talking about all different countries. My company is called Admit Card, and we are a team of 200 plus counselors and professionals who help you guys get the best opportunities around the world. And our goal today is to do exactly the same. We want to help you understand the entire process, from admissions to loans, accommodation, any language requirements like English, remittances, visa process. We'll help you in everything end to end. A little bit about me. If you look at, I did my undergrad from IIT Roorkee and my MBA from IIM Bangalore, but I studied for a while at Sweden and China. So I studied at some of the best schools in the world, and that has helped me understand the value of education. And I'm here to share it with you. I worked in oil and gas for some time and one of the top management consulting firms in India. And for the last 8 years, we've been building Admit Card, helping our Indian students get the reality and best out of study abroad opportunities. So apart from this, guys, we are a highly accredited team of people. We have the global ICEF accreditation. Very few companies have this. We also have the American AIRC accreditation, and I personally have the British Council accreditation as well. So most of my team members also. So we have some of the best recognitions from around the world. And today, helping me on this is my buddy, one of our senior advisors, Satya Prakash, who is going to be supporting us at the end of this webinar. I'm going to give you a link where you can book a one-on-one session with me or Satya, and we are going to help you get any and every doubt clarified. We're going to make sure that you feel ready or get your answers if Australia is the right destination for you. And so Satya and I are going to help you guys out, just introducing him. Also, a quick thing before we get into our content. If you are joining on mobile, you will see these three dots. When you click on these three dots, you will find a section where you will have this something called tools. When you click on tools, you will find this section of Q&A, this section. Please leave your questions in the Q&A. Any question that you put in the Q&A, I'm going to make sure I answer on this call. So I'm going to answer all your questions in the Q&A, and I'm going to make sure that you don't go with many questions in your head. But after that, I'm going to give you a link to book a free, at no cost. I'm going to give you a link to book a free one-on-one session with me and Satya, and you can get your one-on-one doubts clarified as well. And this is what I was saying, guys. This is my YouTube channel, guys. Piyush on ground, study abroad with Piyush. That's what it's called. Why don't you guys, after this session, go check it out. Study abroad with Piyush. Go search it on Google, on YouTube, and you will find me where I talk with all real students and share their experiences with you. So let's get started, guys. Let's get started. We are looking at why Australia and why now. Let's try to understand what is working and what is not. Now, the international, I always try to check this. When you're looking at, international students rising in a particular country, that means something right is happening there. We have taken this data from the Australian government's Department of Education. This is their official information that they have published. This is the official link. I can show you. Let's go and see on the official website. As you guys can see, this is the official chart for how many students are actually going to Australia. This is, if you look at it in this fashion, it's a little small, but to show, China is sending around 41,000 students to Australia, whereas India is number 2 at 28,000, and Nepal at number 3 at 11,000. So after that, it's a small trail. So definitely India and China are the two large countries sending students to Australia, where India is almost at 30,000. This is this almost similar number of students as compared to last year. And but the total number of Indian students in Australia is around 100,000. That's a huge number. So that basically means a lot of students are loving Australia. But what is the reason? Let's try to get into that. So Australia is inviting international students. This is the great news right now. We don't hear so much about it. They have policy clarity and a job market aligned to students recruited internationally, and makes it an ideal destination right now. This is one of those countries which is saying that, with the global slowdown in US and Canada, Australia is still inviting students. They are increasing the number of students that they want. They are increasing the new students to around 300,000 in 2026, and they want to increase it by 12%. They had slowed it down, but they are again bringing it back up. They have a very streamlined visa process. Practically, like, we have 100% visa success rate in Australia. The problem is their documentation is difficult, which I'll get to after this. But if you are applying for visa in Australia, there is 99.9% chance that you will get the visa, which is not true. US visa rejections are crazy. Canada visa rejections are crazy. Also, this country by far is giving the highest post-study work time. So you can actually you get post-study work permit of up to 5 years. There are conditions associated with it, and I'm going to tell you those conditions exactly. But very high post-study work permit, 5 years. And you can work 48 hours in a fortnight, which is 24 hours per week, which is more than 20 hours per week of UK, which is again great. 24 hours is so very, very important, guys, because 24 hours means 3 shifts of 8 hours. So you can work for 3 complete days, which with 20 hours, you can work for 2.5 days. and usually your half day goes for a waste. That is why Australia has increased it to 24 hours per week. Very important, huh? It increases your ability to earn part-time significantly. So it's a very important one. And also, right now, it is probably the only country remaining with a clear pathway to permanent residency. Canada is there, but they're getting a PR in Canada has become very, 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 very difficult. They are changing their regulations very fast. Australia remains the only country which is pro migration right now, pro immigration right now. But why now? What makes suddenly Australia a great place? Why is suddenly action happening in Australia? Is because of the Brisbane 2032 Olympics, guys. Brisbane is going to be hosting Olympics in 2032. Basically, this has become a project for entire Australia to sort of start building around Brisbane and associated cities nearby. Now, this is crazy because the next decade, Australia is becoming very, very aggressive. There are massive investments going in infrastructure and housing, uh, construction, hospitality, logistics. All of these three domains will see lot many more jobs come in, and I'm going to prove it to you with data. Boost to long-term employability, and they are trying to create new means of uh, new industries, new means of opportunities, and hence a longer term, more stable job outlook. And also, like I said, the job market is linked to the education system, which is demanding international students. Uh, there is very high employability in civil engineering, mining. Mining is a big industry in Australia. You can expect a starting salary of 75 to $85,000. This is Australian dollars, guys. IT, data science, cybersecurity, AI. Again, starting salary is similar, 70 to $90,000. Nursing and healthcare. Uh, Veerdeep, you were asking. Starting salaries from 65 to 80,000 and very high employability because nursing and healthcare is the highest demanding sector in Australia right now. Business analytics, again, slightly lower salaries, but it's a fast growth career. If you are doing well, you can actually grow very fast in Australia as well. And the Australian courses are, the curriculums are updated more frequently, their courses, so they are more updated, and there is a direct linkage to the pathway to PR, which I will also show you right now. It's a quick map of Australia. Sometimes when we are talking, we don't realize what is Australia. Australia is larger than India. All right, it's bigger than India. Now, when you look at Australian cities, all the big cities are around the coast and usually around the east, the southeast coast. This is where entire Australia actually lives, if I have to say, right? This is actually the shape of Australia. You have one city here, Perth, and one city here, Darwin. So this is Australia, and everyone is trying to build the economy inwards. Everybody is trying to go inward. There is a lot of opportunity in Australia, and there is a lot of things happening in Australia. That's why. Now, if you look at the bigger cities, this is Sydney, this is Melbourne. These are like the biggest cities. Canberra is actually the capital. So neither Sydney nor Melbourne. Canberra is its capital. You guys should know. But these three cities combine majority of the Australian population. But this Brisbane is where the Olympics are happening. And Queensland is going to see a massive rise in opportunity during this during the Olympics. So now comes to point where we need to check what exactly is the opportunity in Australia. And this is a very important resource, guys. Now, I'm going to paste the links also in chat. So there are two types of lists in Australia, which you should be aware of to understand, are you going for a right course or not? First is the skilled occupation list. This basically means if your occupation is on this list, you will be eligible for PR in some scheme, and I'll show you. So skilled occupation does not mean that there are a lot of jobs available in that domain. It is somewhat related, but not directly related. But The occupation shortage list is the one which mentions which all occupations there is a shortage of people and desperately more people are needed. You're going to love this. I'm going to show you both of these very, very quickly, and then I'm also going to give you the links to that. So this is the skilled occupation list, guys. As you can see, there are these multiple schemes under which you can apply for permanent residency. All right. So there are a lot of these schemes which are there, and you can check them out later. You can click on the links and check it. But on this page, you can actually check that are those careers part of any skilled occupation list, and under which category of visa can you actually apply for PR in Australia. So let's look at, a lot of people want to go for software engineering. Let's say software. Let's apply. So now you guys can see, for example, software and applications programmers. There is 407, 190, 489, 489, family sponsored also, 485 temporary graduate visa, which is called TR. We have 189, 494, all the kinds of visa categories software engineers are being called. Let's look at civil. Aeroplane pilot is coming, but let's look at civil engineer. Civil engineers, again, everybody wants civil engineers. Civil engineering drafts persons, everybody wants civil engineering drafts persons. Technicians, everybody wants technicians. Now, when you look at this, this shows which are the skills that are there on the list and which are the ones you can get a PR with. Now I've just clicked on the occupation shortage list, guys. This is a different list. This shows which occupations are in shortage, which jobs are more need more people. Now this is a very colorful one, and I'm just going to explain this to you guys very quickly how you can see it. This is overall Australia. This is New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, and so on and so forth. And this is Tasmania. So these are the various provinces of Australia that I showed you. These are the professions out here. In these professions, are they in shortage in which province? So if you are going for a particular program, you should look at which province is the right one for you. So for example, an accommodation service manager is in shortage in Western Australia, in shortage in Northern Territories, not shortage in other places. So when you are looking at a job category, this will tell you which part of Australia there is a shortage. This will help you pick your province and the university. Make sense, guys? Do you guys want a link to this? If yes, please put yes in the chat. If you don't want the link, don't put anything. Say no, I don't want the link. It's okay. I don't want. I am happy to just see this. Sai Nandan wants. Evangeline wants. Okay, 2 of you guys want at least. Vidhi, all right, everybody. So guys, I have put down the list for the skilled occupation. You guys can check it out. And I'm also putting the link for. These are all Government of Australia, Australian government informations which are available that nobody wants to tell you guys. They want to hide it from you, and they will send you to courses and universities which are not the right fit for you guys. So be very careful. Use this research. Do your own research to understand what is right and what is not. So skilled occupation list, you guys understand now how to use it for understanding if there is demand for PR in that domain or not, and also if there is more job opportunities based on occupation shortage list. Now another data and statistics. This is around jobs and vacancies data. I'm going to use this as well. I'm going to show you this as well a little bit so that you guys can get a sense of this too. These are all jobs and vacancies. These are statistics which are very recent, in just August 2025. So they're very recent statistics. But if you look at this, and I'm going to show you this one, these are the total jobs and vacancies which are there. Australian economy has grown like really well over the last 30 years. This is the growth curve for Australian economy, and this is how the vacancies are growing. So Australian economy is growing, guys, and this shows that the opportunities in Australia is growing. Also, if you look at, these are the opportunities territory wise, and these are the bit over the last 5 years. And this is where post COVID, where majority of the jobs, majority people saw the jobs. But this is relatively how many numbers of jobs are there in which province. Okay, so this is also useful for you guys when you are choosing which province to go and study. Regional provinces, how different are they from the other ones? If you will see, this is the top one, New South Wales versus Victoria, but Queensland is not very different. Queensland, why is not going down, is because it is hosting the 2032 Olympics, and hence Queensland is the place to go, guys. All right, so I've shared with you guys in, yes, Ayush, I'll share in the groups in the link also, the link in the group also. But I'm just sharing it with you guys here so that nobody should miss out on it. Another very important point which I said why Australia is great is because up to 5 years of post-study work permit, and this is where I'm going to share it with you, what and how you will get it. If you are going to Sydney, Melbourne, or Brisbane, which are the big cities, then after UG, you will get 2 years of PSW. After PG, you will get 3 years of PSW. So 2 years and 3 years. That is, you will get minimum everywhere. But if you are going to the regional area 2, which is basically Adelaide and Perth, then you will get 1 extra year in UG and 1 extra year in PG. And if you are going to even smaller towns like Launceston or Toowoomba, then you will get 2 years extra in undergrad and 2 years extra in postgrad. So why is this important? Is because you will realize that the smaller the cities you are going to, the more time you are getting for doing a job, and more time you are able to get to stay there. Now, you also need to have worked in that region for 3 years to be able to get an extension. So this is given to you as an extension. So if you have worked for 3 years in a regional area like Adelaide or Perth, then you will get a 1-year extension on your post-study work permit. But if you have been working in Toowoomba, for example, then you will get a 2-year extension. So you need to show the proof that you've been working in that area, in that location. Of course, finding a job also becomes difficult because, and hence, very, very thoughtfully, we have to make this choice. Okay. Also, your course needs to be of minimum 2 years duration. Just make sure, don't go for an 18 months master's, because that will not make you qualified for this. And also, some of you guys, nobody seems to be very old here, but you must be below the age of 30 years when you are applying for study. I hope you guys got the clarity on the PSW rules, but you should understand, right? But if this is the case, then it feels like Australia is so great, right? It is giving a lot of opportunities. It's growing fast. It's got 5 years of work permit. With all this amazing stuff, why are not all the students going to Australia? What are the hurdles? What is stopping them from going to Australia? Now, these are some of the universities in Australia. You guys can take a screenshot, but these are all the universities that are there. So this is Toowoomba, which I was mentioning, which is right here and pretty close by to Brisbane. Now, why it is great? Because Toowoomba will give you 5 years of post-study work permit. Now, and it is just next door to Brisbane. So it gives you an opportunity to move to Brisbane if required. But if you can find a job in Toowoomba, then you will be able to get 5 years of post-study work permits. And hence, this is the location map of all the universities. The ones that are star marked like this are the ones which are called the Group of Eight, which is the top 8 universities of Australia. They are like the Ivy League in the US or Russell Group of UK. So there are some really top universities of Australia which are there on global rankings. You might want to consider them if you are, they are expensive, but they are also an option. So now the number one reason why not everybody is going to Australia is because Australia is expensive. Australia masters is for 2 years, bachelor's is minimum for 3 years, and can be also for 4 years. Now 1 year spend is minimum $30,000 and can go up to $55,000. $55,000 means almost 35 lakhs per annum. This is 35 lakhs per annum, and this is around 18 lakhs per annum. So double it will be your tuition fee if you are going for masters, triple it if you are going for undergrad. Also, living expenses, the funds need to be shown have been increased significantly in Australia, which is now close to 30,000 Australian dollars, need to be shown as proof of funds, which is another 18 lakh rupees for 1 year. So you don't end up spending that much money, but still that's the amount you need to show for your visa purposes. There is some more detail. You guys can take a screenshot if you want, but that's for the living expenses if you are going with a dependent. For 2 years, your OSHC, which is the healthcare insurance, will cost between $1,400 to $1,500, which is another cost that you should look for. And around $1,600 is going to be the cost for your visa application. So these are some of the costs that you need to keep in mind when you're applying for Australia. But yes, Australia is like in UK, you can do your masters in 1 year. Australia, you will need 2 years. And your minimum to minimum tuition fee is going to be somewhere close to 35 lakhs. So Australian masters is expensive and longer, but it also is better for freshers, gives you more time to learn. Also, the academic requirements and IELTS requirements are more stringent. If you're going for a direct UG admission, then 65 to 70% is required in your 12th class. If you're going for a pathway program in undergrad, then 55 to 65% is also acceptable. If you're going for direct PG, you need to have completed a successfully a bachelor's degree, which is, even 3-year bachelors are accepted in Australia, but with a minimum of 55 to 60% marks in your bachelor's. Also, English language, you will not get a English language waiver. It is mandatory to have taken an English language test. Home-based editions of any of the tests are not going to be accepted. You will get a visa rejection even if the university accepts it. You will need minimum 6.5 to 6 overall band with no band less than 6, both for undergrad and masters, and 58 overall and minimum 15 each band in PTE. So if you're not doing this, then you are going to not get the right outcomes. So there is an English language requirement which you must fulfill. In postgraduate, for undergraduate courses, if you have done 12 more than 1 year before, you can't go. So more than 1 year of gap is not acceptable. In masters, if you're going for masters, then more years of gaps are acceptable, but you should have a reason. You need to explain what have you done. So the overall requirements are slightly more stringent as compared to other countries where some of the students are not able to qualify and hence they are not able to go. But if you are qualifying, then you can go to Australia. Now there's a slightly more trickier part, and I'm going to touch briefly upon it, because this is something we can discuss more in the one-on-one sessions. But explaining your funding, how you are going to fund your education, is one of the most critical parts. It's one of the most critical parts of getting admission in Australia, because the majority of your assessment is going to be based on your funding. Now, how much funding do you need to show? You need to show annual tuition fee, 1 year of tuition fee. You need to show almost $30,000 as a living spend. You need, if you're like 750 AUD for health insurance, 2 years, it will become 1500, and some travel expenses, which is around 2200 AUD. So this is the total amount you will have to show, which is around 35,000 AUD, assume here, and plus the 1 year of tuition fee. Now that's what you will need to show. And it's very important that you are able to do this, that you need to have had a personal income of at least 90,000 AUD in the last 12 months of your parents. If you have, then you don't need to show liquid funds. You can just show that you have that income. So minimum 2 sponsors, including, they should give you a combined annual income of 12 lakh rupees. So there's an important requirement of ITR of your parents. So when you are coming for the one-on-one, you should know how much ITR do your parents file, because that is going to be an important factor. Will Australia accept your funding or not? So this is where some of the students are unable to qualify because their parents don't file ITR or don't have sufficient income, even though they are eligible to get a loan and finance their education. So funding can be provided by parents, grandparents, maternal uncle, maternal aunt, paternal uncle, paternal aunt. Different banks are all acceptable, and different other education loan, FDs and savings and PPI. So there are different ways of explaining the funding. I'm not going to go in depth of it, but you need to get your financials verified by our team so that you understand, will you be eligible for Australia or not. So financial check is definitely the most important point. There are more nuances like this. So I'm just showing all of this so that you understand that there is a lot of critical, technical assessment which is there, which you should definitely reach out to us and get it sorted. After your funding is explained, there is another process where students fail, is called the GS assessment. This assessment is very basic. It is same as every country, but they have provided certain top parameters. So you need to provide your immigration history. You need to provide your potential situation in Australia as to what you will do in Australia. How will your course help you in the future? Value of the course in the future. Situation of the student in the home country. So we have to show that you are willing to come back to the home country. If you are married, then your plans of your family, will they be traveling with you or not? If you are having gaps, those gaps need to be really explained, and you need to be having a thorough understanding. You need to provide thorough understanding of your work experience, guys. Now, these are some of the factors which need to be given in writing to the university, then given in writing to the embassy, and in some cases, university will also take an interview for you to understand that you are telling them exactly your own situation. So there's a GS interview which is there, which is again a very important part of it. So when I said in the overall process, there are 4 factors. Number 1, the overall funding required is more than other countries. Number 2, the academic requirements are more than other countries. Number 3, the funding explanation required is more than other countries. And number 4, the genuine student or overall profile assessment is more than other countries. You need to go through this to get that 5 years of post-study work permit and a country which is inviting you to come. So they are inviting all the good candidates to come. And that is why it is a bit difficult to get into Australia. But if you are the right candidate, then your future is a lot more secure, because there is much lesser competition in Australia. Australia, only 28,000 Indian students went. UK, more than 110,000 Indian students went. So there is a huge gap. And Australia is welcoming you guys to come and join with them. So this is, again, just an overview of the same. GS assessment is also done by us. And the great thing in this process now is it's become easier. Don't go into the detail what's written, But they categorize countries in level 1, 2, 3. Level 1 is best country, level 2 is medium risk country, level 3 is country where a lot of bad students are coming from. India was level 3 till a few months ago, a couple of months ago. A couple of months back, Australia put India into category 2, which basically means now if you are securing an admission from the university, then getting a visa is become a lot more easier and also faster. So we have had zero visa rejections in Australia, guys. So definitely reach out to us if you think you want to apply for Australia. It's now a great time. This is the overall process. We're going to start with your university shortlisting, submit the applications, receive the offers. We need to then start working on arranging the financials if it needs to be done by a loan, especially. Then the university will do the financial assessment. Then we make the fee payment for applications. We accept the offer and get the COE. Then we apply for visa and do the medical, and we get the visa and we fly to Australia. So this is the overall journey that you will go through. Doesn't look very complicated, but as you see, financials come into the picture very, very quickly, much before you will file your visa. And this is where the reality of Australia lies. So now, where are the hidden opportunities of Australia? Let's try to quickly go in. Be ready to take screenshots, guys, because this is where I'm sharing with you some very curated lists, which will be very helpful for you. So guys, this is the list of scholarships being offered by universities. There are 17 universities mentioned here, guys, which are offering 15% to 30% scholarships to every student. These are per year scholarships, guys. So when you are looking at the tuition fee of these course universities, depending on your academic profile, you can get minimum to the maximum range of scholarships. So if the tuition fee is, let's say, 40,000 Australian dollars per year, and you get a 30% scholarship, then you actually come down to $28,000 in cost, which brings your cost significantly down for really top universities. So there are a lot of scholarships available, and these are the scholarship ranges that you can expect if you are applying with us. In all transparency, these are the 17 universities which are most likely to give scholarships to international students. I hope you find this list useful, guys. Also, if you look at this, we have application fee waivers available. Majority of the Australian universities have application fee, but University of Queensland, University of Western Australia, we can give application fee waivers to any number of students. But Adelaide and Monash, we have a few. For really good profile, we can ask for an application fee waiver on your behalf and request the university. But other universities will have an application fees. Also, some of us might be having agricultural income in our homes, and that's where Deakin, Charles Darwin, Newcastle, Victoria, and Murdoch are also willing to accept agricultural income as agricultural income is allowed and accepted by these universities. I hope you guys can see it on your screen. And if you are from a rural background and your parents have agricultural income, this is where you can apply. And just take a list of this. You will find all these 16 universities accept unsecured loans, which means that you don't have to put your collateral with your house or anything if you have a loan for these universities. And the biggest name, you guys, you will see, I'm not doing an ad for them, but this is the reality. Majority of them accept Credila. So if you are going to Australia, the #1 financial institute to try and get an unsecured loan from is Credila. But like, for example, Murdoch, Credila is not accepted. So depending on your university, this knowledge is also very important to have. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck later in the process. And these are some of the universities where we control the GS process, the GS interview. the genuine student interview where our team will do it, and we can, we can provide you this help here for these universities. You can take a screenshot and we will provide you the support. That's all from my side, guys. I've shared with you some secret information regarding different university scholarships, application fee waivers, types of funding requirements, what's great in Australia, where the jobs are, how to go and check where the jobs are, and how to check different job sites. The skill shortage list and the occupation skill list. Both of them, I've shared the links also with you. But this is how we'll help. We'll help you build your profile. We'll help you select the right universities. We'll help you connect with students studying in Australia. We'll provide you the correct fitment. We'll apply for maximum scholarships for you. We will help you with the education loan and your visa process end to end. And we are loved by our students. We have more than 1,000 reviews on Google, and our students love us. We have all 5-star ratings. And yes, if you guys, our students love us and we love our students. So that's all from the session today, guys. That's my number on the screen. You guys can send me a WhatsApp message. You can drop me a WhatsApp message here, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. You can email me. You can WhatsApp me. You can visit us in Noida if you want. And I'm just going to leave very quickly a link to book a one-on-one session with us. We've also put a one-on-one link in the chat where you guys can book a one-on-one session with me or my friend Satya. Okay, so let's get to the Q&A, guys. Let's see what is there. So Veerdeep, you're looking for BDS or BET. Yes, you can go, Veerdeep. You'll need a good IELTS score. That's all that is required, and approximately 60% plus in your marks. We can help you apply. And if you have strong financials, as like I mentioned, your financial check will be the most important thing. And yes, you can go Veerdeep. Ayush, yes, we help in all countries. I talk about all countries: Austria, Germany, Netherlands, Finland, UK, USA, Canada, Ireland, any country you want to know. I'm an expert. I'm always reading and understanding about different countries. Evangeline, you're looking for BTech in CS. BTech is very important, but if you're looking, you need to check your funding available. Otherwise, there are certain institutes where still visa success rates are good, acceptance is high, and are also cost effective. So BTech in CS is one of the best programs to do in Australia right now. Saloni, good evening, sir. Now I'm in class 12 and I want to go to Australia for my further study. Can I go after Australia just after 12th? Yes, absolutely. You want to pursue BTech in CS? Good choice. Yes, you can. So which exam would I need to give? So you don't need to give SAT for Australia, guys. If you are going for undergraduate programs, no SAT required, no GRE, no GMAT. So that's a good thing about Australia. They are not asking for this, but you need to give the English test. IELTS, PT, Duolingo, one of them. Sheikh Ruid, good evening, sir. Sir, I'm in class 11th right now. I want to study in Australia, sir. Please tell me the university having lowest fees, sir. You can look at Melbourne Institute of Technology, Sheikh. Arav, what is more preferable, going to Australia for UG or PG? I think going for UG or PG, because UG you can do for 3 years, just one more year. But PG you can do for 2 years. So there's still 1 year less, and you get 1 year more of post-study work permit. And hence, I would say going for PG might be better idea. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed the session also. Yes, we help for South Korea too. We help for all countries. It doesn't matter to us which country. Whichever one is the right fit for you, we help you for that. What would be the average cost for 3 years? The average cost for 3 years would be, you can say that, approximately tuition cost, you can assume at around 20 lakhs if you're going for the lowest one. The living cost that you need to show is different, but you can assume around 12 lakhs in living if you're living in a large city. So tuition is around 20 and living is around 12. So about 32 lakhs is the average cost that you will have per year. But the good thing is in Australia, you can do part-time job and you can actually earn 15 to 17 lakhs very easily if you are going full hours and earning minimum wages. So you can actually earn and at least cover your entire living cost and a little bit of your tuition cost as well, uh, if you're working part-time. And there are plentiful part-time jobs available in Australia. So your overall net requirement of funds goes down. Shifali, can we study LLM in New Zealand and then move to Australia? Is LLM is for 1 year and then no PSW as you mentioned, sir? Yes. So there are 2-year LLMs as well, Shifali. So you can reach out to us and I can help you find those programs. They are LLM with practice, because then you can actually use and you can spend that 2 years in Australia and get. Of course, you can do your LLM in New Zealand and then move to Australia, but Australia will still not give you any PSW. So it's same as studying anywhere else. So, all right, guys, it was good talking to everybody. I'm going to put some of those links again in the WhatsApp group as well. And I'm going to put those links again to the resources and also to book a one-on-one session. And if anybody is keen or interested in talking to us, do feel free to reach out to us. That's my WhatsApp number too. And thank you, everybody, for joining and for all the lovely audience that's been watching. Thanks, everyone. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you liked what you saw, and I'll be happy to keep bringing more such information to you guys. All right, guys, thanks a lot, and it was fantastic knowing you all. Till then, goodbye.